So, in today's demo class, SQL Server demo. Okay, then. So you are learning .NET, no? Learning .NET, no. Then. So actually, today just my focus is on what is SQL Server and who has to learn these codes. What is SQL Server? What for SQL Server? So what for SQL Server is used in industry? Plus we has to learn these codes. My focus is on only these 3 points. Okay. So then, like suppose here, then mainly see who learn these codes, who need this SQL Server. Okay. We has to learn these codes. So those who wants to develop career in web application. Okay. Those who wants to develop career in what? Web application, web developer. You want to become web developer. Okay. You need database knowledge. You want to become web developer. Okay. Na? Not only web, you need database knowledge also. Next one. Those who wants to develop their career in BI platform. Those who wants to develop career in BI. What is BI stands for? Business intelligence. Okay. Na? So web development means examples how, like by using what? Java, by using Java and .NET, PHP, okay, Python frameworks. So if Java developers needs what? Database knowledge. .NET developers needs what? Database knowledge. And PHP developers needs what? Database knowledge. Okay. So any web developer might be whether it is Java developer or .NET or PHP developer, and all these developers needs what? Database knowledge. Next, BI development. Example, what are the BI developments? Example, one is what? Power BI, MSBI, okay, MSBI. Next one, Power BI. Next one, what's it? Tableau. So for this development, you need database knowledge. You want to become BI developer. What are the various tools for BI development? One is MSBI, Power BI, Tableau. You want to become BI developer. So compulsory you need database knowledge. Suppose you join Power BI course, then faculty will ask you, you know SQL knowledge or not? If you say, I don't know SQL knowledge means, what faculty says, first learn SQL, then come to Power BI class. You join Tableau. So same, the faculty will ask you, you know SQL or not? Without knowing SQL, learning this is difficult without having database knowledge. Some tools like what's it? Another one, what? Data science. Data science. Okay. Like what? Data science using Python, R, SAS, etc. For learning this also, then compulsory what you need? Database knowledge. For all this, what is must is database knowledge is must. So without having database knowledge, learning this technology is difficult. That is the reason. So like what companies, software development companies, they go to campus, they recruit what? People. They go to the campus and recruit the students. But what they test only two. One is programming knowledge, another one database knowledge. Because if you have these two skills, programming and database, so you can be part of any project. If you got these two skills, database knowledge and programming skills, you can be part of any project. You can be part of web, or you can be part of BI development, or you can be part of data science, like that. Okay. Then So, so to enter into industry, to step into software industry, so you need two technologies. Like you need two. One is programming skills, another one database knowledge. If you know these two, you can be part of any project. Okay. Then so like some students, okay, some students said, I don't want to be .NET Java developer. I don't want to be BI developer. I don't want to be data science developer. So I'm learning this SQL server. After learning this SQL server, I want to become, I want to continue my career in SQL server only. I don't want to learn any other courses. I want to like continue, okay, is my career in SQL server only. So if it is only SQL server, then what? So after completing this course, you can become what? After completing this course, you can become SQL server developer. SQL server developer after gaining some experience. So after completing this course, you can prepare resume as SQL server developer. You attend interviews. You gain some experience after 2 years or 3 years. Then what you can do is you can become what? After gaining some experience, you can become DBA. What is DBA stands for? Database administration. Okay. Then you can go to this site. This is another option for you. So I don't want Java.NET. I don't want this. I don't want any. So I'm learning this SQL server. I want to, okay, continue in SQL server only. So then after completing this course, you can become SQL server developer. After gaining some 2-3 years of experience, then you can become what? You can become what? SQL DBA. SQL server DBA. Next, you can become cloud DBA. Cloud DBA. Cloud database administration. You can become this. This is another one. Okay. Now, so these are the like various options for you. Okay. Then now, like actually said, see, like if it comes to like what is SQL server? Okay, na? What is SQL server? See, every organization maintains what? Databases. Nowadays, every company maintains databases. Small company to large scale companies, every company maintains what? Databases. Why companies maintains databases? Okay, like you take banks. So banks maintains databases. Why bank maintains databases? Purpose is simple, for storing data. Why banks maintains databases? For storing what? Data. What data? Customer data. Customer opens what? Account. When customer opens account, his details are stored in what? Database. Okay. So every organization maintains databases for storing what? Data. So banks maintains databases for storing customers' data. Okay, customers' data, customer account details, customer transaction. You go to ATM now. You go to ATM, you do the money withdrawal, money deposit. When you do money withdrawal, money deposit, the details are stored. But where the details are stored? Database. Okay, na? Where the details are stored? Details are stored in what? Database. So because after 1 month, you go to bank and you ask for the statement. Sir, I want December 1st to December 20 statement. So they have to give the statement or not? Yes. And how they can give the statement? They can give the statement. So if they store the details. Okay. Then telecom companies like Airtel, Jio, they also maintain what? Database. What is stored in database? What is stored in database? Data. What data? Customer data. You take a SIM card. When you take a SIM card, the details are stored in what? Database. You make a phone call. When you make a phone call, the details are stored in what? Database. Okay, then the details are stored in database. Okay, then so next, Amazon. Amazon maintains what? Databases. What is stored in Amazon database? What is stored in Amazon database? So what Amazon? Amazon sell, sorry, Amazon will sell the products to the customer. Okay, so what is stored in Amazon database? Customers data, products data. Customer go to Amazon, place orders to buy products. So that orders are stored in what? Database. Okay, so the purpose of database is for storing what? Data. Okay, then but tell me, what are the different ways for storing the data? What are the different ways? We can store data in what? Such variables. If you know programming languages, we can store data in what? Variables. We can store data in what? Files. We can store data in what? Databases. What are the different ways for storing the data? We can store data in variables. We can store data in what? Files. We can store data in what? Databases. So the different ways. Like, what is the difference here? Variables. If you, whatever the data stored in variables, you know, na, programming languages, you declare integer x. What is int? What is x? int x. What is x? What is int? You know? Don't know? X is what? Variable. Int is what? Data type. X is called variable. So we can store data in variables. We can store data in files. We can store data in what? Databases. The data stored in variables is not, the data stored in variables is not permanent. Not permanent. Not what's it? Secure. Not permanent, not secure. And the data stored in files. The data stored in files. Permanent. But what? Permanent. But what's it? Not secure. Data stored in databases. What is? Permanent. And what? Secure. So we can store data in variables. We can store data in files. We can store data in what? Databases. Okay. If you go to programming languages, Java, .NET, Python, so use variables. They use variables. What for they use variables? They use variables for storing the data temporarily. They use variables for storing the data. But the data stored in variables is not permanent, not secure. The data stored in variables is not permanent, not secure. And the data stored in files is what? The data stored in files is permanent, but not secure. But the data stored in database is what? Permanent and also secure. Permanent and also secure. Okay. Then, so like when we go for databases, now tell me, when we go for databases, so you want permanent storage plus you want to provide security to the customer data, then we'll go for databases. You want permanent storage plus you want to provide security to the customer data, then compulsory go for databases. Like bank, you take bank. Bank stores customer data. But not only storing the data is important for bank, they have to provide security to the customer data. If they don't provide security to the customer data, nobody will take account in that bank. You should not access my account and I should not access your account. If you access my account, if I can access your account, there is no security. Yes or no? Okay, na? Then. So if you want permanent storage, you want to provide security to the data, then compulsory go for what? Databases. Okay, this is the at present. So future we don't know, but at present this is the only solution for storing the data permanently plus providing what's it? Security. Okay, then now, okay, fine. Now, so this data is what's it? Permanent. Whatever the data stored in database is permanent. But what is the permanent storage in your system? What is the permanent storage in your system? What is the permanent storage in your system? What is the permanent storage? No, forget about database. I'm asking about this computer. In this computer, what is the permanent storage in this computer? Hard disk. RAM is what? RAM is temporary storage. Hard disk is permanent storage. RAM is temporary storage. Hard disk is what? Permanent storage. What is the permanent storage in your system? Hard disk. I'm saying database is also permanent. That means where database is created, database is created in what? Hard disk. Where the database is created, the database is created in what? Hard disk only. So in my system, hard disk is permanent storage. Database is also permanent. So database is created in what? Hard disk. Suppose I'll say in the system, database is there. In the system, one database is created. That means where the database is there in the system? Hard disk. Hard disk. What the difference is? Like 1 second. What the difference is? Like difference is 1 second. Just see. What the difference is? Sir, my hard disk size is 100 GB. My hard disk size is what? 100 GB. My hard disk size is 100 GB. In this, I'll take 25 GB, create one database. My hard disk size is 100 GB. In that, I'll take what's it? 25 GB. I create one what? Database. I create the database. Okay, then. So this is 25 GB. This 25 GB is what's it? Database. So what is the remaining size? 75 GB. Okay. So what is the difference is this 75 GB is called public memory. This 25 GB is called private memory. The 75 GB is called what? Public memory. Why this is public? Everyone can access. You log on to Windows. After you log on to Windows, you can open C drive, you can open D drive, you can open E drive. So that is public memory. Everyone can access. Once you log on to Windows, everyone can access that memory. So that's why I'm saying this is public memory. But what this is? What this is? This is not public memory. What this is? Private memory. Not everyone can access this memory. Only authorized people can access this memory. So in my system, database is there. In this computer, database is there. What database is there? So like Oracle database is there in my system. So I'm trying to access the database. When I try to access database, so when I try to access database, then what it will be asking? What it will be asking? Username and what's it? Password. It is asking username and password. Asking the username and password. So without knowing the user ID and password, you cannot access what? You cannot access what's it? Database. Without knowing the user ID and password, you cannot access what? Database. Database means now it's not public memory. It is what's it? Private memory. Only authorized people can access what? Database. Not unauthorized. If you got user ID password, you can access database. Otherwise, you cannot access database. Okay. Then, so in my system, so SQL Server database is there. I want to access the database. To access the database, again, it will ask what? Login and password. Without giving the login and password, you cannot access what? Database. So Database is public memory or private memory? Database is public or private? Private memory. Not everyone can access. Only authorized people can access this one. So simple. Like, don't think that database means something else. So it is a memory. Database is a memory. Where the memory is allocated? It is allocated in hard disk. It is there in what? Hard disk. That means database is also part of what's it? Hard disk. But what is the difference? So hard disk is public, but database is what? Private storage. Not everyone can access this. Only authorized people can access this one. Understood? Then next, okay, fine. But question is, sir, like question is how to create the database? How to create the database in the system? How to create the database in the system? Can we create the database once after installing Windows operating system? Can we create the database? After installing Windows operating system, can we create the database? No. Then how to create the database? Okay, how to create database? Like how to develop the website? How to develop website? To develop website, you need some softwares. What are the softwares required for developing website? HTML, CSS, Java, .NET, PHP, Python. You need these technologies for developing website. Similarly, I want to create a database in this, okay, in the system. If you want to create a database in the system, you need to install a software. Understood or not? If you want to create the database in the system, you need to install a software. So by using what softwares we can install, we can create the database. Okay, na? Like what are the softwares? By using what softwares we can create the database? So we can create database by using what's it? You can create database by using what? SQL Server. You can create database by using Oracle, and we can create database by using DB2. We can create database by using MySQL. We can create database by using what? PostgreSQL. We can create database by using any of this one. What are these? What are these? Huh? These are all what? So what are this? What are this? What is this list means? This is softwares, and the softwares are used for what? The softwares are used for what? The softwares are used for to create database and to maintain the database. You got a laptop. In your laptop, you want to create one database. You want to maintain the database. Suppose you want to develop a project for some company. You got a project. For that project needs database. So you want to create a database in your laptop. To create the database in your laptop, to maintain the database in your laptop, you need to install a software in your laptop. What that software is? Any of this one. Okay, na? To develop website, you need .NET, Java, .NET, PHP, like that. Okay, na? Similarly, to create the database, you need any of this one: SQL Server, Oracle, DB2, MySQL, PostgreSQL. So you need any, not all. What? Not all softwares. Just one is enough. Okay, now not all softwares. What? One is enough. Then, so either install SQL Server. Okay, either install SQL Server, or install Oracle, or install DB2, or install MySQL, or install PostgreSQL. All these are softwares used to create database, to maintain what's a database. Then, so these are all belongs to one family, database family, but they are from different companies. They're from different companies. Like you got mobile phones, smartphones. There are smartphones from different companies. Yes or no? Similarly, so there are some database softwares from different companies. So what is this is from? This is from what? This is from what? Microsoft. This is from Oracle Corp. DB2 is from what? IBM. Next one. So MySQL is from, this is also from, MySQL is also from Oracle Corp. PostgreSQL is from PostgreSQL Forum Development. Forum Development. So these are the different database softwares from different companies. These are all belongs to one family, database family. So that different database softwares belongs to different companies. Okay. Then, so which one is used most widely? Companies. Which softwares are most widely used? Huh? Huh? So which is the most popular one? Which are most popular means which are most widely used? Sir, number of cell phones are available in the market. So if I ask which one is most popular? No. So smartphones. There are number of smartphones available in the market. Which is the most popular means? Huh? Apple. Okay, but Apple. But who buy the Apple? Who buy the Apple iPhone? Not everyone. Yes. Only what? Like because it is most expensive. Apple iPhone is. Yes. Not everyone will buy that. Okay. Only what? Rich. Yes or no? Okay. Na? So like here also, boss. Here also, like what? Suppose here then. See, companies are like companies are what? Three categories. Okay. Na? Then small scale. Next what, sir? Small scale. Next one, medium, and what? Large scale companies. Companies, any company you take, small scale, medium, large scale. So like small scale companies will take what? Small scale. So this two, SQL Server and Oracle, is used by medium and large scale companies. SQL Server and Oracle is used by medium and what's it? Large scale companies. Okay. Medium and large scale companies will use what? SQL Server and what? Oracle. Okay. Now understood now? Then. So medium and large scale companies will use SQL Server and Oracle. So small scale companies and startup companies. Small and startup. Okay. Small scale industries and startup companies will use MySQL, PostgreSQL. Okay. Small and large scale companies will use SQL Server, Oracle, DB2 also. And small and startup companies will use what? MySQL and what's it? PostgreSQL. Why? What the reason is? MySQL is what? MySQL is what? Open source database. PostgreSQL is also what? Open source database. MySQL is open source database and PostgreSQL is open source database. Open source databases means what? Huh? Every person. So open source means, like here in this, open source means you don't need to take license. Without taking the license, you can install the software, you can use it. Okay, na? Without taking the license, you can download, you can install, you can use it for your project. Okay, sir, small and startup companies, they can't spend money for licenses because they started. Okay, na? Just they started. They can't spend money for licenses, buying the licenses, software licenses. They can't spend money. So then what they go for what? They prefer what? They prefer what? They prefer open source databases. They can't spend money for licenses, boss. So they prefer open source databases, because open source databases, you don't need to take license. Just install, use it. Okay, then. But medium and large scale companies, so they wanted a database with advanced features. Medium and large scale companies, what they wanted? Database with what's it? Advanced features. But small scale companies, they want a database with basic features also. Okay, but medium and large scale companies, like banking, so what bank needs? Bank needs a database with advanced features, because if you take a bank, if you take 1 minute time, in 1 minute lakhs of transactions takes place. Yes or no? In banking industry, if you take 1 minute time, in 1 minute time lakhs of transactions takes place. So from different ATM centers, customers do withdraw deposits. So lakhs of transactions takes place in 1 minute time. So that is an reason. That is a reason they need a database with what? Advanced features. So what is the database that provides advanced features? SQL Server and what's it? Oracle. So that is the reason. So these companies will use what? SQL Server, Oracle, like sometimes they may use DB2 also. But sir, these softwares are licensed. You have to take license. They're not open source. They're what? SQL Server, Oracle, DB2, they're all licensed. You have to take license. If you want to use this software, you have to take the license. Okay, na? But so these two are what? These two are open source without taking license also. So you no need to take license, just download, install and use it. But you have to take license. Then, sir, you're saying that you have to take license to use this. Then how can I practice after joining this course? So SQL Server, like the cost is around $20,000. Oracle cost is $20,000. Okay, to take license, you have to spend $20,000. So to practice SQL Server, Oracle, do I need to spend $20,000? Okay, no. See, license is for business. License is not for practice. License is for what? Business. Okay, na? Like you want to use SQL Server, you want to use Oracle, you want to use DB2 for your business purpose, then you have to take what's it? License. Like HDFC Bank is there here. So that bank wants to use SQL Server. Okay, na? Why they use SQL Server? For their business. Then compulsory they have to take license. They have to take license. But I want to use SQL Server. I want to use SQL Server for practice purpose, day-to-day practice, to learn database concepts. I want to install SQL Server. I want to practice. You don't need to take license. Sir, okay, na? Understood or not? Then, okay, sir. Like license is for business purpose, not for to individual to practice. Okay, then. So I'll show that how to download, how to install, how to use it. Okay, na? Don't think that I need to take license. You don't need to take license. Okay, that is for business. Okay, then. So which is most popular, which is like which are most widely used means depends on companies. Medium and large scale companies use SQL Server and what's it? Oracle. And small scale companies uses what? MySQL and what's it? PostgreSQL. Okay, then. Next, suppose here then, like what is my question is, okay, sir, I'm learning this course SQL Server. Okay, I'm learning this course SQL Server. So next I joined in one company. In that company, so in that project database is SQL Server because I learned the course in Amirpet. So I can work with SQL Server database. Fine. But in the next project, database is not SQL Server. Database client is using Oracle database. Our client wants to use what, sir? MySQL. Okay. Then, so again, do I need to come to Amirpet to learn MySQL? You understood my question? So you're learning SQL Server. After completing this course, then you join in some company. In that project, database is SQL Server. Because you learned SQL Server from this class, so you can work with SQL Server database. In the next project, database is not SQL Server. Database is Oracle. Our database is MySQL. Our database is PostgreSQL. Okay, database is PostgreSQL. Then, so again, do I need to go to Amirpet to learn this one? No need. Okay, no need. Why? This because the reason is, so all these databases, what's it? Same. If you know one database, you can work with. If you know one database, you can work with another database. If you know SQL Server, you can work with Oracle. You know Oracle, you can work with SQL Server. You know SQL Server, you can work with MySQL. If you know SQL Server, you can work with PostgreSQL. If you know one database, you can work with what? Other databases. Why? Reason is, all these databases, sir, you got .NET knowledge. Okay, can you work with Java project? You learn .NET Mass. Can you work with Java project? No. You know Java technology. Can you work with .NET project? No. Can you work with PHP project? No. Okay, because they're entirely different. Now, but what I'm saying is, if you know SQL Server, you can work with Oracle. If you know Oracle, you can work with SQL Server. If you know one database, you can work with another database. What is the reason? The reason is, so all these databases uses a common language. What is the common language is? SQL. What is the common language? SQL. So that's why these databases are also called what? These databases are also called SQL databases. But the reason is, all these databases uses a common language. What is the common language? SQL is the common. So that is the reason, if you know one database, you can work with other databases also. Okay, then. Sir, so many students like what? Confused. Okay, na? Then confused. So actually, see, what I'm saying is, if you want to be in, suppose you want to become Oracle developer. You want to become Oracle developer. Then learn Oracle. Okay, na? Sir, not Oracle developer. I'm coming to learn database. I want to acquire the database knowledge. I want to get the database knowledge. I want to get the knowledge in database. Then learn any course. Understood the point? Sir, you want to specifically, you want to become SQL Server developer, or you want to become Oracle developer. Then you want to become Oracle developer. Then learn Oracle. You want to become SQL Server developer. Learn only SQL Server. Don't learn other. Sir, but not SQL Server, not Oracle. I'm learning this course for for .NET, for Power BI, for Tableau, for other courses. I'm learning SQL Server. So if you want to get the database knowledge, you can learn any course. You understood the point? To get the database knowledge, you want to get the knowledge in database, then you can learn any, either SQL Server, Oracle, no problem. But if you want to become Oracle developer, then learn only Oracle. If you want to become SQL Server developer, then learn SQL Server. But if you want to acquire the database knowledge, you can learn any. Because all these are what? All these are same. Okay, na? All these are what? Same. See, simple, easy to understand. So like I got one mobile phone. Okay. Na? So this is, suppose here, this is one mobile phone, Realme. This is Realme mobile phone. So I know this how to operate. Can't I operate Redmi phone? I know how to operate this mobile phone, boss. Can't you operate another Redmi phone? Yes or no? Or do you need to learn anything? No. You can operate Redmi. You can operate Samsung phone. Yes. Why? Because all these phones uses a common OS, Android. Because if you know one phone, you can know, you can operate another phone. If you know how to operate one phone, you know how to operate another phone. Maybe some differences will be there, that there are all minor differences. Yes. Because all these smartphones so uses a common operating system, Android. Yes. Okay. Similarly, if I know SQL Server, I can work with Oracle. If I know Oracle, I can work with SQL Server, because all these databases uses a common language. That language is what, sir? SQL. Understood then? But nowadays, nowadays companies, nowadays companies, like if you go to companies, so companies are also using another database. Companies use this one, and companies are also using another one. What is that database is called? The database is called, what's it? NoSQL database. Okay. So what are these databases? These databases are called what? These databases are called SQL databases. But nowadays, some companies are also using what? NoSQL database. What are the like examples? What are the examples of NoSQL? One is what? MongoDB. Another one, Cassandra. Example for NoSQL, NoSQL databases. One is what? MongoDB. Another one is what's it? Cassandra. Companies are also using this. Companies are using this, and also they use this one also. SQL, NoSQL. Companies are using, nowadays companies are using both SQL database and NoSQL databases. Example for NoSQL databases, what's it? MongoDB, Cassandra. Then question is, sir, when they are using this SQL databases, why this NoSQL? What is the difference? SQL, NoSQL databases. See, these databases are good for storing and processing structured data. These databases are good for storing and processing unstructured data. Understood? These databases are good for, these databases are good for storing and processing what? Structured data. These databases are good for storing and processing unstructured data. They are good at unstructured data, so they are good at structured data. But question is, what is structured and unstructured? Okay, sir, you know Excel sheet. Everyone knows Excel. In Excel sheet, how the data organized? In Excel sheet, how the data organized? Rows and columns. What is that? Is structure. Data organized in rows and columns. That is structure. So if the data is organized in like that, rows and columns, that is what? Structured. So these databases are good for handling structured data. Okay. But these databases are good for handling unstructured data. What is unstructured data? Means my data is there in PDF. Data is there in what's it? PDF. Data is there in MS Word document. Data is there in audio file. Data is there in video file. Data is there in images. What is this? Audio, video, images, PDF. What is this is? This is all what? Unstructured. Okay. So data is available in tables. Tables means rows and columns. Data is available in tables, rows and columns. That is structured. Data is available in PDFs, audio, video, images. That is what? Unstructured. So these databases are good for handling unstructured data. Okay. Handling unstructured data. So, so suppose here you take what's that? Banking. You take banking. Okay. In like what type of data is generated in banking? Structured data. You go to ATM, you do the money withdrawal, money deposits. What type of data is generated? Structured data is generated. You go to social media like YouTube's, okay, WhatsApp, Facebook. What type of data is generated? Unstructured data is generated. You post images in Facebook, you post images. Okay, unstructured data is generated. Yes or no? Okay. So, like, because of social media is increasing in every industry, social media is what's it increasing. So that is why companies are also using what's it NoSQL. Okay, because social media is increasing every industry. So that is why companies are also using NoSQL databases. Okay, then. So best example, like once again, suppose here, like I got some 100 images, photographs, face, okay, photographs, 100 images are there. So I want to find out, so who are wearing mask, who are not wearing mask. In 100 images, face, I want to find out who are wearing mask, who are not wearing mask. I can't use this one. I can't use this one. So I have to use this one. I want to read the images. I want to check who are wearing mask, who are not wearing mask. I can't use this one. I have to use this one, MongoDB and Cassandra. Sir, okay, na? Understood that. So like companies nowadays, companies are using this, both. They are using both SQL plus NoSQL. Then you'll get a doubt, sir, this course is SQL Server course. I'm learning SQL Server. So I'll get the knowledge about how to handle structured data. Then, so like to handle unstructured data, you need to learn either MongoDB or Cassandra. Then, sir, do I need to join in another course? Yes or no? To handle, you want to learn unstructured data, how to handle unstructured data also you want to learn. So then your doubt is, so do I need to join another course? No. Okay. Because learning, spending 2 classes for learning the database is difficult for your point of view. Yes or no? So in this class only, I'll spend some time for this one. Okay. In this course, in SQL Server course, so I'll spend some time for what? MongoDB. Okay. Then I'll cover this one also. I'll spend some 1 week. Okay. 1 week to like 10 days. I'll spend this. Okay. Then 1 week to 10 days, I'll spend this MongoDB for MongoDB. Okay. So definitely in your resume, if you mention so databases, so you mention skills, no, technical skills in that. So you mention what, like one field will be there. What that is? Databases. Then if you mention SQL Server, next one, what's it? MongoDB. Definitely added advantage. Definitely what? Added advantage. So because the guy, they will understand that, you know, like structured plus, you know, unstructured. Definitely it's added advantage. Sir, instead of, suppose if you mention, like I've seen some students' resumes, like Oracle, MySQL, like that, but no use. I know SQL Server, I know, okay, but good. But company point of view, your point of view, okay, you are good at 3 databases, but company point of view, so okay, no use. SQL Server, Oracle, MySQL, because all these 3 what? All these 3 what's it? Same. All these 3 what? Same. So instead of knowing multiple SQL databases, better to learn what's it? One SQL plus one NoSQL. That is good for you. Instead of learning multiple SQL databases, learn one SQL database, learn one NoSQL database. That is good for you. Okay, this is more weightage will be given to, so like this one, SQL Server. Next, what this is, MongoDB. That's all. This is good. So, but you don't need to take any separate course for this MongoDB. Plus, even nobody will be there here to teach MongoDB. Okay, na? So I'll be covering in this class. Okay, then I'll spend 1 week to 10 days. Okay, then because once you know this one, learning will be very easy for you. Okay, now once you know SQL Server, learning MongoDB will be easy for you. So what you do, you compare in SQL Server how to store, in MongoDB how to store. Okay, then so like now, so that's all here. Now if I ask you what is SQL Server means, what is SQL Server means, what? If I ask you what is SQL Server, finally SQL Server is a don't say database. Don't say SQL Server is a database. SQL Server is a software. SQL Server is a software, and that software is used to what? That software, using that software, you can create database, you can maintain the database. Using software, using that SQL Server software, you can create the database, you can maintain the database. You use it for creating and maintain. Okay, then so now, so because I've seen like maximum what is Oracle means, they say it's a database, but so it's not exactly correct answer. It's not database, it is a software to maintain the database. Okay, then SQL Server, so this is software, the software maintains what? Databases. Now, so like suppose here, then tell me what are the day-to-day operations on database? What are the day-to-day operations on database? Every day, what operations? Let's take this is bank database. What are the day-to-day operations on database? Huh? What are the day-to-day operations? Like, see, the day-to-day operations are what? Four. What are the four? Okay, the day-to-day operations are four. What are the four? CRUD. What is C means? What is C stands for? Create. R stands for read. U stands for update. D stands for delete. Create, read, update, and what's it? Delete. Create the data, read the data, update the data, delete the data. Every day. Like you open account. Let us assume this database is bank database. You open account. When you open account, details are what? Your details are created. When you open account, your details are created in database. You want to check the balance. That is reading. You deposit some amount. Your balance is updated. You close the account. You close the account. Then your details are what? Deleted. You open account. Your details are created. You want to check the balance, reading. You deposit some amount. Your balance is updated. You close account. Your details are what? Deleted. So what are the everyday operations? What? Everyday operations, this four. CRUD. Okay, then CRUD. Then so you want to update data. If you want to update data, you give request to what? You give request to what's it? SQL Server. You want to update the data, you give request to SQL Server. What SQL Server will do? SQL Server will go to database, update the data. You want to delete the data, you give request to SQL Server. SQL Server will go to database, delete the data. You want to create, you want to read, you give request to SQL Server, it goes to the database and get the data for you. You want to create, give request to SQL server. So any operations you want to perform on database, can you directly interact with database? Can you directly interact with database? No, you interact with database through SQL server. Okay, na? You can't directly work with database. You can't directly operate the database. You operate the database through SQL server software. So in my system, hard disk is there, RAM is there, like that. Can you directly work with hard disk? No. You need to install what's it? OS. You purchase a new laptop. The new laptop comes with hardware. Can you directly work with hardware? No. First, you need to install what? OS. After installing OS, then you can work with what? Hardware. Similarly, I can't directly work with what? Databases. To work with the database, you need a software. What that software is? SQL server. Okay. Na? So in this course, we'll be learning so how to create the database, how to work with the database, how to create databases, and how to work with the databases. Okay. Then so, and in this course, apart from this, apart from SQL, NoSQL, apart from this, so if you learn, for example, if you learn Java.NET, what you can become, sir? You can become what? Developer, like Java developer, .NET developer, like this. But databases, like databases, there will be three. What that is? Design. Next one, what? Development. Next one, what's it? Administration. Design, development, what? Administration. So designing the database, developing the database. Next one, what? Administration, maintaining the database. So maintaining the database is called administration. Design, development, administration. Okay. Then, so what others will do? Others. So they cover only this one. They cover only this development. Okay, na? But they ignored this one. They ignored this one. But in my class, so apart from development, I'll be covering what's that? Design. How to design the database. Next one, how to administration. Like administration. What this is called? This is called what's that? What this is? DBA. What is DBA stands for? Database administration. I'll be covering this part also. Okay, na? So I'll be covering this part also, administration part also. In the next class, I'll be giving what is development, what is administration, what is the difference between development and administration. I'll be covering this. Okay. So, and after completing this course, okay, I can assure you that I can guarantee that. So you'll be equivalent to 3+ years of experience in what? 3+ years of experience in what? Development. Okay. 3+ years of experience in development and 1+ year in what's that? What? Administration. That is what's that? DBA. This I can guarantee. 3+ years of experience in development and 1+ year in what's that? Administration. Okay. And understood. So that's all. So any doubts you can ask. So daily, this is 7:30. Okay, 7:30 to what? 9. 1.5 hour. 7:30 to 9. Okay, na? So Monday to Saturday. Okay, Monday to Saturday. Okay, na? Then any doubts you can like, and it takes actually, but they mention what's it? What is the duration of this course? 45 days. They say 45 days, but 1 week to 10 days. 1 week to 10 days may be extended. Okay, na? 1 week to 10 days may be extended. Because I said no, like I'm giving some extra things here. Okay, then. So let us take 45 plus 10 means 55 days means like you can take maximum what 2 months. Okay, na? But you learn perfect. That I can guarantee. Okay, then. Oh, like okay. Any doubts? You can ask. Huh? Any doubts you can ask. Huh? No? Okay. Okay. If nothing, then okay. We'll continue this tomorrow. If you have any doubts, you can ask. This is both like offline and online. Okay. And if suppose if you like one day, maybe it's not possible for you to come to this class, you can attend online. Okay. Okay, guys.
Hello. Hello. Good morning, sir. Hello. Am I audible, sir? Hello. Hello. Hello.
ఫుల్ స్టాక్ జావా వాళ్ళకి ఒరాకిల్, ఫుల్ స్టాక్ డాట్ నెట్ వాళ్ళకి ఇది. ఓకేనా? ఆ, మీకు మెటీరియల్స్ షేర్ చేస్తాను నేను. ఓకేనా? ఏం చేస్తామంటే గూగుల్ క్లాస్ రూమ్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తారు. ఆ క్లాస్ రూమ్కి యాడ్ చేస్తుంటారు. ఓకేనా? ఎవ్రీడే నోట్స్. ఓకేనా? ఎస్. ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు రైట్ మెయిన్ పాయింట్స్ అని ఉంటే రాసుకోండి. Actually not required because whatever I type it, that is added to the Google Classroom. Okay. Mm. Mm. ఏం కాదు, బట్ ప్రాక్టీస్ అంతే. లైక్ ఎవ్రీడే ఎక్కువ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయి. ఓకేనా? ఇప్పుడు అది నువ్వు పక్కన పెట్టు. ఇప్పుడు సపోజ్ నువ్వు టీసీఎస్కి వెళ్ళినావు అనుకో, ఓకేనా? 50% నాన్ ఐటీ వాళ్ళే ఉంటారు. వెళ్ళు, అందరు కంప్యూటర్ సైన్సా? ఇప్పుడు టీసీఎస్లో 1000 ఎంప్లాయీస్ ఉన్నారు అనుకో, వాళ్ళందరూ కంప్యూటర్ సైన్సా? బీటెక్ సిఎస్ఆ? ఎంసీఏనా వాళ్ళు? కాదు. బీటెక్ సివిల్ ఉంటారు, బీటెక్ మెకానికల్ ఉంటారు, బీటెక్ ఎలక్ట్రికల్ ఉంటారు. ఓకేనా? దెన్ నువ్వు అది అది పక్కన పెట్టేసి, నేను ఎస్క్యూఎల్ సర్వర్, నువ్వు ఐటీ ఇండస్ట్రీ అనుకున్నావు, డిసైడ్ అయినావు ఐటీలోకి వెళ్దామని. సో దెన్ ఈ కోర్స్ నేర్చుకుంటున్నావు. సో దీని మీద ఫోకస్ పెట్టు. లైక్ దీని మీద స్పెండ్ చేయి. ఓకే. ఇప్పుడు లైక్ 2 అవర్స్ ఎవ్రీడే, ఓ 2 అవర్స్ 3 అవర్స్ స్పెండ్ చేయి. నీకు అదే ఈజీ అవుతుంది. ఓకేనా? మేబీ ఫస్ట్ నీకు డిఫికల్ట్ కావచ్చు, బట్ వన్స్ యూ లైక్ ఆఫ్టర్ గోయింగ్ సమ్ 15 days 20 days తర్వాత నీకు ఈజీ అయిపోతుంది. ఏమంటారు? ఓకే. ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ లాంగ్వేజ్, డేటాబేస్ నాలెడ్జ్. knowledge. Okay. ఒక్క నిమిషం. చెప్పు. అప్డేట్. నేను అసలు యాక్చువల్గా ఏం చెప్పలేదు అసలు ముందు. ఓకే. అంటే స్టార్టింగ్లో ఈ కోర్స్ ఎవరెవరికి యూజ్ అవుతుందని చెప్పాను. ఒక 10 minutes. అంటే లైక్ .NET స్టూడెంట్స్కి పవర్ బిఐ, ఎస్క్యూఎల్, ట్యాబ్లూ, నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఎస్క్యూఎల్ సర్వర్, డిబిఏ, ఈ స్టూడెంట్స్కి యూజ్ అవుతుందని చెప్పాను ఫస్ట్ 5-10 minutes. ఓకేనా. ఇదేంటి అంటే డెమో అసలు యాక్చువల్గా వాట్ ఈస్ వాట్, లైక్ రెగ్యులర్ క్లాస్ కాదు. రెగ్యులర్ క్లాస్ రేపటి నుంచి స్టార్ట్. ఓకేనా. రెగ్యులర్ క్లాస్ ఇదేంటంటే డెమో. మీరేంటి అంటే మీకు కంప్యూటర్స్ నాలెడ్జ్ బాగుందా? లేనప్పుడు ఇది అటెండ్ కావడం బెటర్. ఓకేనా. సో బట్ బెటర్ యూ అటెండ్ దిస్ వన్. ఓకే. ఏంటి అదే ఇప్పుడు మళ్ళీ వస్తుంది ఇదంతా. ఇది ఏంటి అంటే డెమో క్లాస్ ఇది. అసలు నేను ఎస్క్యూఎల్ సర్వర్ గురించి కూడా పెద్దగా ఏం చెప్పలేదు నేను. అసలు రేపటి నుంచి అసలు యాక్చువల్గా వాట్ ఈస్ డేటాబేస్ ఏంటి ఇవన్నీ అనేది రేపటి నుంచి. ఇది ఏంటంటే జస్ట్ ఇప్పుడు మూవీ ట్రైలర్స్ ఉంటాయి అట్లా. ఓకేనా. నోట్స్ నేను షేర్ చేస్తుంటాను ఎవ్రీడే. ఇప్పుడు ఇది అవసరం లేదు. ఈ క్లాసు రాసుకోవచ్చు, ప్లస్ మీకు షేర్ కూడా చేస్తాను. మెటీరియల్ ఎలా మీరు డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోవాలనేది చెప్తాను. ఓకేనా. ఎస్, ఒక ల్యాబ్ ఉంది, ల్యాబ్కి వెళ్ళి మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఓకేనా. యా. Sir, tomorrow the link remains same. Link will not be changed. Okay, link remains same. If link changes, then they'll inform. Maybe next another couple of days the link remains same. If link changes, definitely they'll inform. Okay, na? By using the same link, you can continue tomorrow class. Okay. Yeah. So like every day, last 5 minutes, last 10 minutes, I'll spend time for you to like clear your doubts. Last 10 minutes I'll spend. Okay, na? From tomorrow onwards, we'll start regular class. Okay. For tomorrow onwards, we'll start regular class. Okay. So only this is today's demo class, but from tomorrow onwards, we'll start regular class. Okay, na? Next, and plus recordings, you have to contact Naresh IT. For recordings, you have to contact Naresh IT. Okay, then. If you are already learning Oracle, not required. No need to learn. For fee details, everything you have to contact Naresh Shetty. You don't need to worry, boss. You attend this demo classes, everything they will give that. Everything. So like fee details, everything they'll give that. They give the details. You don't need to worry. You just attend. Okay.
సార్ డిజైన్ కూడా నేర్పిస్తారా? హలో సార్.
I'm giving unmute like, but
Hello.
I don't know why. I given option unmute.
Hello, sir.
హలో సార్.
Sir, am I audible? Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Sir, am I audible? Hello. Hello. Sir, am I audible, sir? Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
హలో సార్.
Mic settings okay, boss, because Hello.
సార్ డిజైన్
Hello.
డెవలప్మెంట్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ మూడు చెప్తారా?
Hello.
Okay, maybe some like I think
Hello.
some problem maybe.
Sir.
So I'll ask them to like, okay, na? Set this. Please, like, can you ask whatever the questions you can you ask in tomorrow's class?
ఓకే సార్.
Okay. Hello,
Please, can
sir.
you ask tomorrow? Maybe if those who wants to like talk. Okay, guys. Like definitely, I'll ask them like to set this. Okay. Then
Hello.
so definitely, like please you ask tomorrow. Okay. Whatever like questions you have, can you ask tomorrow? Okay then. Bye. See you tomorrow.